I just remember seeing Robbie for the very first time as a little child, okay? I was just astounded because even when Robbie is standing still, he's like a ballet. He just held you so captivated by the way that he looked. My mother bought me, and I was 5 or 6 years old, but I had a wind-up Robbie. I remember there was a song called "I'm Robert the Robot, I'll steal from head to toe. If you hear me, don't fear me, because I rattle so." I'm Robert the Robot, I'll steal from head to toe. If you hear me, don't fear me, because I rattle so. I'm Robert the Robot, I'll steal from head to toe. That's the Robbie the Robot song. Up till this point, science fiction films were basically, they were all B or C movies, and they were made just for Saturday morning matinees, and that was it. Planet was the first big budget science fiction movie. Walter Pidgeon, who was a very, very well established actor, a very, very young Leslie Nielsen, and Francis. I mean, it had a major, it had a real cast, it had a real budget. It was also one of the first sci-fi films in color. When the spaceship lands and when you see the monster from the id, the animations were done by Disney. And this is the first time Disney animators ever worked outside the Disney system. A lot of things behind the scenes happened to make this film special. Forbidden Planet is a remake of Shakespeare's The Tempest. Okay, it's the exact same storyline. All right, Robbie is Ariel. He is a Greek chorus. He is comic relief.
Where have you been? I've beamed and beamed.
Sorry, miss. I was giving myself an oil job.
Robbie is built around Isaac Asimov's laws of robotics. I mean, they demonstrate that very clearly in the film in one point when bars Leslie Nielsen's blaster.
Thank you.
And he tells Robbie,
Robbie?
pointed at the commander, and right between his eyes, you see Leslie Nielsen begin to bristle. And he goes, "Fire!" And Robbie pulls the trigger, and there's a famous scene where the inside of his dome begins to glow blue, and you see strike. He can't hurt. That's one of the laws of robotics, that a robot cannot inflict damage upon a logical being.
Locked in a sub-electronic dilemma between my direct orders and his basic inhibitions against harming rational beings. Cancelled. If I were to allow that to continue, he would blow every circuit in his body.
This is the big thing to me as an adult looking back at Robbie. Robbie bridged the potential of technology with humanity. Okay? We were back then in the Cold War, and we were going to school every day, and the buzzers would go off, and you would literally go and hide under your desk because they had drills for a nuclear attack. We were getting scared really badly as kids with technology because when you said high technology, you think atomic bomb. As a matter of fact, atomic bombs are what a lot of science fiction films are used as a basis. Robbie showed you where technology handled in a benevolent, positive, constructive way could go. You know, Robbie could lift, 10 tons of weight with one hand.
Wait a minute, that's solid lead he's carrying. The whole thing hardly comes to 10 tons.
He could design and build basically anything.
Whatever that lunch was, it was certainly delicious.
Simply some of Robbie's synthetics.
I mean, Robbie could have stolen the show real easily. But they built the character with a sense of humility, which I looked upon as control. Robbie was always in control.
That sounded final.
He wasn't going to go for the cheap thrill. He was going to help people. And there were times, as a little boy, I remember walking to school and being afraid and just imagining that Robbie was walking behind me. And I felt that. But now, hey, it's 40 years later. We're still on the planet. We haven't destroyed each other yet, okay? And as we're becoming a kind of a more globalized society and village, there's more and more of a chance that something like Robbie could really exist someday. Again, it goes to the motivating forces behind this. There is something here, there is a pulse beating that is greater than the sum of the parts. When you find out he was a suit, that puts a whole new reality to it. He really exists. There is a physical Robbie. When I came to that stunning realization, I just thought he was even cooler because, in other words, it means that something that I love so much, somebody took the time to create. I'm going to meet Robbie today. I've been wanting to do this for 40 years. Part of me can't believe this is really happening. Part of me just seems to feel so totally comfortable that maybe some of this was meant to happen. Oh my God. Incredible. He's gorgeous. You're gorgeous. Astounding. Are we speaking?
Can I be of service, sir?
Absolutely, Robbie. My name is Mark, and I've been waiting an awful long time to make your acquaintance. I would like to ask a small favor, and I don't care what anybody thinks. Rob, can I get a little hug?
Quiet, please. I am analyzing.
That's my boy. Oh my! Wow! Look at you. You are magnificent.
Morbius. What? Something is approaching from the southwest. It is now quite close.
I'm amazed after 45 years you remember your lines. This is incredible, guys. I hope you're having a wonderful, wonderful time with this.
Oh, yeah, it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, this is incredible, Fred.
He's got all this, he's got the 44 cooling fins in the back. And
Right.
The machine blasters. He's got the gyros.
Yeah.
That turn planetary.
If you do not speak English, I am at your disposal with 187 other languages along with their various dialects and subclasses. For your convenience, I am monitored to respond to the name Robbie.
You certainly are. Excuse me, could you guys take about 7,000 pictures right now? I mean, can we do this? Or, yeah.
Coffee is ready, sir.
Go? Yeah, keep going.
Where do you wish the shielding stand, sir? Common lead would have crushed the vehicle, sir. This is my morning's run of isotope 217.
For what it's worth?
Real stuff?
Oh. He is just beautiful. This is better than anything I could have possibly imagined. I am standing next to my friend of many, many years, and he's gorgeous. Isn't he gorgeous? I mean, it's, right now it would take a crowbar to pry the smile off of my face. Yeah, there he goes. I just want to have this for posterity. I'm going to love every second of this. Yeah. Just keep rolling.
I rarely use it myself, sir. It promotes rust.
But just thank you, Fred. Thank you for caring enough about it. I'm sure what motivates you is in an awful lot of us, and the fact that
It was really my true love for Robbie.
yeah, okay.
Really. That's why I built that one. That's the first one I ever built, the costume, when I was in high school. And it's because I couldn't have the original, and I couldn't have...
How did you make that? I mean, where did you come across the wherewithal to do this in high school? I mean, I couldn't build a glider in high school.
Well, it was on display in a museum. I was lucky enough that they had a very lax security there.
You're the guy that went and took all the pictures.
I took pictures, I took measurements and so forth, and then...
And here's this huge football stadium-sized museum, literally, and with one security guard who would just never be around. And not that I wanted to vandalize a robot, on quite the contrary, I wanted to see what I could do to restore it and build my own, make my replica up to date.
Right. But Robbie had been vandalized, hadn't he?
Robbie had been vandalized quite a bit. Like I said, when there was no security there, I would shoot pictures, but other people were souvenir hunting.
We're grabbing
they were taking
rings off his head, yeah. Sure.
Yeah, so I think that's what brought the museum into letting me restore the original. They had seen my replica, and they thought, well, you know, you're qualified to restore ours. So we took the robot home, and that was really probably how you're feeling now is when I had the real suit at home, and I completely fixed them up.
This is magnificent. This is just incredible. After all this time, he's still as viable as he was.
He was a playmate, he was a protector, he seemed to know everything also. He was just this omni being, and I think the charm is that, you know, he's not human. That he had more human characteristics than, you know,
Most people. Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's I think what captured everybody's
This is
attention.
just such a thrill. What values do I see in Robbie? I see trust. I see virtue. I see faithfulness. I see devotion, intelligence and strength. Okay, capability. But you mix that with the more human traits of faithfulness. Okay, and the desire to serve. It's all there. I mean, he is a basically robotic Superman, if you would. But for some reason, I can relate to him a lot better than I can relate to a comic book character.
Great, Ken. You say
Goodbye, buddy. Hello. Goodbye.
Oh,
Very nice to meet you. I'm Robert the Robot. I'll steal from head to toe. If you hear me, don't fear me, because I rattle so. I'm Robert the Robot. I'll steal from head to toe.